Hey guys. So, yeah, I'm getting tired of this. What am I getting tired of? This dude called Hades Game Solos God of War and Kratos. And his argument on why they do is because he says that God of War fans only scale God of War through the myths. I don't even I don't even need to say how stupid that is. Like, there are plenty of God of War fans that scale not using any myths and just using statements and what's seen in the war. He even uses anti-feats as an argument. Sorry for the pause there. But he even uses anti-feats as an argument, like saying Zeus got hurt by a wall in God of War 3, or that Thor got pinned down by Kratos' knife. 1. Zeus got hurt by that wall because Kratos threw him to the wall. And Kratos is fucking strong as fuck. Second, the reason why Thor was pinned down by a knife was because Kratos already defeated him. Again, sorry for that pause. But, and, hold on. Must I clarify that Zeus, the king of Olympus in God of War, or in fact, anything, you get what I'm saying. The strongest, well, second strongest Greek god in God of War is like the strongest, fastest, smartest, and most durable out of the Greek gods in God of War. Because the dude can literally, it was stated that the dude can literally one-shot every single Greek god in God of War. Excluding Kratos, of course. So, and if we can take into consideration that Helios is powerful enough to destroy the Pillars of Creation, which basically hold the entire Greek world, and if we take into consideration that in the first cutscene of God of War Ascension, where it looks like that when the primordials are fighting, they are not just creating Greece, but also the universe. That would mean Helios is a universal threat. And Zeus can one-shot him. Not only this, Hermes can dodge Helios' light. Or light in general. This would literally put him faster than light. Not only this, if we take into the consideration that the writer of God of War 2 stated that time didn't exist until Kronos was born, and the fact that Thanatos and the Furies were born during the Primordial War, before Kronos was born, and the fact that Kratos killed the Furies in Ascension, The weakest version of Kratos has immeasurable speed. And be aware, he's slower than Hermes without his boots. Hermes' boots. Yeah. Now let's talk about Thor for a second here. Hades is I'm gonna just call him Zagreus, okay? Zagreus Solo. I'm gonna call him Zagreus Solos. Zagreus Solos said that Mjolnir is only as strong as a nuke. And Corey did say that as well. Corey Barlog, the director of God of War 2018 and Ragnarok and the Valhalla DLC. Since he stated that, let me think. Oh yeah. Thor is stronger than his hammer. You want to know why I'm saying that? Because as in 2018, not only is it stated that Thor would hit Jormungandr, the world serpent, so hard that he would send him back through time, but it is also stated that that Yggdrasil, the world tree, transcends all of time and space. So yeah, Zagreus Solos, you're only giving more points to Thor. Okay, you didn't even make a good argument there. That just gave more points to Thor. Plus the fact that Kratos defeated pretty much all the Greek gods and Norse gods, well, the ones that we saw, at least, not including Artemis in the Greek games. Yeah. Plus, must I mention that Odin is literally the strongest Norse god in God of War. Plus the fact that if we use Atreus' statement that Jormungandr, the world serpent, is so big that he can wrap around the entire earth and by his own tail, that would pretty much mean that Balder, who three-shotted the world, who three-shotted him, not killing him somehow, is planetary. Now, Zagreus Solos, you can say that Kratos was exaggerating. I mean, Kratos said that Atreus was exaggerating. But be aware, in that same game, 2018, he admits that Atreus would know better than him about the Norse gods in God of War. So that you don't get confused. That I'm talking, so you don't. If you're wondering why I'm saying in God of War, after I say Greek gods or Norse gods, it's so that Zagreus Solos, his tiny little brain, doesn't get confused that I'm on whether or not I'm talking about the God of War gods or the mythology gods. I'm not talking about the myths, by the way. Fuck the myths, okay? Mythology is cool, yes, but we're talking about God of War here, not mythology. Sure, God of War is based off of mythology, but it's not the myths. Also, Zagreus Solos, I can use your same arguments to say that, oh, Zagreus is weak, because he can die to the weakest enemy in the first level of any run. And, yeah. Now, and also, must I also mention that almost every single every god in the Hades video game, the roguelike, is basically featless. Like Thanatos, Hades, Zeus, Poseidon, they're all featless. And be aware that Zagreus Solos is one of those people who scales video game characters or show characters based on what is shown in that media. Yeah. I can use Zagreus Solos' arguments to say that Dante is weak because he got pinned into a statue with a sword. Even though the dude who defeated Mundus, who can create literal universes. I'm sorry, but Zagreus Solos, it's even Baldur Solos, someone who is very delusional in what he is doing, uses better arguments than Zagreus Solos. And he literally made up the fact that Midgard is infinite in size, even though Corey stated himself that God of War takes place on our Earth. Kinda. The only difference being that gods exist. Also, Zagreus Solos. If that argument didn't exist, then God of War is then basically the Greek pantheon and Norse pantheon in God of War are different universes. Because Bruno stated, and Bruno once called the Greek portion of God of War the Greek universe. And if Corey didn't say that God of War took place on Earth, that would mean that Kratos is multiversal because, universal, my bad. He's universal in the Greek games due to destroying Greece. Crazy! Also, he uses the arguments of that Zeus and Ares cannot destroy an entire city in one go, and I'm just shaking my head. You wanna know why? Because, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the fact that in Doom Guy cannot destroy a building in gameplay, yet in lore, his battle with Davoth, the Dark Lord, and the Ancient Gods Part 2, it was stated that their battle was felt across the multiverse. Not only this, he defeated the Icon of Sin, who gets stronger just by being on a planet. Does that sound weak to you? Or how about the fact that Arceus can be killed despite being the literal creator of the Pokemon multiverse, which is literally infinite in size? And yet, here you are, saying God of War is weak, despite the fact that there are many statements, both lore and director and developer statements, that prove otherwise. Hmm? Do you have any arguments there? Here now? Hmm? Or are you just going to make shit up again and say that God Force fans only use Mythoscale? Me. Bro, shut up. I'm pretty sure all those people, I'm pretty sure 90% of those people who said that God of War, that they use Myths, the scale God of War, are just your alt accounts so that you can make those arguments. Hmm? Now, if you're just trolling, just say that. Just tell that to me, and I'll leave you alone. In fact, I don't even know why I'm doing this. That's okay. But, yeah. Not only this, Digital T literally scaled Kratos, only using what is used in lore and director and developer statements. Nothing from the myths. Plus, even if I was a God of War fanboy, I could say that, oh, Thor, who has a hammer that is as powerful as a nuke, hitting Jormungandr so hard that he sends him back through time and splinters the world tree, which transcends all of time and space, is way more impressive than Thor and the myths just killing Jormungandr right there. I can argue that. Yet I'm not. Why? Because I'm not one of those people. Also, Zagreus Solos, again, I can use your same arguments to say that literally everybody in the Hades video game is below tiering. Because there's nothing that shows that they are nowhere even close to being even universal. You said one time that the underworld in Hades is universally big, and then Zagreus can just teleport or through there, throughout the entire place. One, there's nothing that says that. And two, Zagreus was never shown to be able to teleport. So, you're stupid. And you have bad arguments. I'm gonna be honest. A literal baby can make a better argument than you. Okay? Because your arguments are stupid. Saying, oh, Zeus got hurt by a wall when Kratos, who is strong as fuck, threw him to that exact same wall. And must I also mention that I can use your same arguments to say that Zagreus is weak because he cannot survive even for a few hours in the living world, which is not Hades' domain. And while true, God of War isn't very accurate to some myths, which you're using as an argument to say that God of War is weak, because the fans only scale using the myths, must I clarify that God of War is basically the only piece of fiction based off of mythology that got Thanos' weapon right. Thanatos uses a sword in Greek mythology. Yet in the Hades game, he uses a scythe. Not a sword, a scythe. So I can use your same argument to say that, so I can use that just same argument to say that the Hades video game is weak. Anyway, thanks for watching. I just wanted to rant about that for no reason. So, yeah. Don't listen to Zagreus solos because he uses the argument that God of War fans only scale using myths, when in actuality there is literally pretty much nobody who scales using the myths. I'm honestly kind of impressed how stupid people can be. I'm gonna be honest, the dude is probably dumber than Deimos solos. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Bye.